Yog Shamash. Welcome to another video where I talk about my thoughts that nobody asked me for on movies and stuff. Today's video is on the sequel to a film that took the world by storm in 2006. That's right, today we're doing Borat's subsequent movie film. Its friends just call it Borat 2. Sacha Baron Cohen has always been a genius in how he can command a cast of unknowingly individuals into being a part of a joke that they don't know they're a part of. Sometimes he excellently sets them up as the setup, sometimes he props them up as the punchline. He's really gifted. And as always, he continues to fool the public as he roams around in several disguises, pulling the kind of antics that only Borat could ever get away with. Though with everything that comes with Borat, and the inclusion of his daughter, Tutar Saktyev, played by the incredibly talented Maria Bakalova, one would suspect that for sure it would be another masterpiece as seen in 2006. But that doesn't seem to be the case. But before we get into any of that, why don't we take a moment for you to hit that big red button. That's right, go on! Subscribe. Over 60% of viewers are not subscribed, so that means that over 60% of you guys are trying to do this the hard way. Just make it easier on yourself and subscribe. Also hit the bell so that you never miss a thing. Yeah, that's right. Once you click the bell, you'll be notified every time we upload. No, seriously, subscribe. All done? Excellent. On with the show then. Oh, and spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. Let's get it. Gosh, can you believe it? The year's almost over. Yeah, here we are, reaching the end of November, about to enter my favorite part of the year. It's been quite the journey. So much has happened. We've gained a lot of opportunity this year, whereas some have had to start from the bottom again, and we've survived a lot, though some of us weren't so lucky. Yeah. But here we are. Yeah, here we are. And it's not over yet. That's true, a lot can happen in the coming days. We gotta make sure we don't jinx it. And there's still so much to go through. I've got my eyes heavily set on Jingle Jangle. Oh yes, that looks like it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait to watch that. And of course, don't forget there's a myriad of other films that have been sitting on the back burner due to the pandemic. You know, the new Wonder Woman, the Eternals, and of course, the New Mutants. Wait, you've seen the New Mutants already? Well, not yet. But from what I can tell, it seems to be doing the rounds. Well, we gotta stop messing around and get on that, fam. Is it on Netflix? In cinemas? I don't think so. Well, alright then. Drink up, me hearties, yo-ho! Wait! Remember, that's meant to be our last resort. We should check first. Yeah, you're right. I almost got ahead of myself. Good catch. Very nice. Yeah, it's just a Google search away, you know, so. Yes, like I said. Very nice. Cool. I said my best. I get it. You watched Borat 2. And now, what's with the attitude? Why you gotta be rude? Great musical reference. I applaud you. Thank you. And don't get me wrong, I liked Borat 2. It's Borat. Who doesn't like Borat? Borat is a winning recipe. I feel a but it wasn't as good as the first film. Oh, so that's what that feels like. Sacha has a talent when it comes to how he holds a mirror up to American society. But we've already seen him do that before. You know, the next time around you gotta, turn things up a bit. Is that all Borat is to you though? What about the comedy, the story, the disguises? I actually wanted to discuss that with you. You see, I went to watch Borat, and instead I watched Borat hide from the world. Well, he's famous in the US. He couldn't just roam around like your friendly neighborhood Borat before. I mean, I get that, but I wanted to see Borat be Borat. I didn't want to see a muted version of him. You know, it's like getting the Night Monkey instead of getting the Spider-Man. But they're the same person. Yeah. But in my heart they're not, you know? Not really, but I can tell that you have some kind of point. Though I worry about any of those events not having an impact on you. I didn't say they didn't have an impact. But you're awfully nonchalant. You didn't think that that scene with that Christian pastor at what I can only describe as an inverted version of Planned Parenthood wasn't enough to make you cringe? I didn't say that. Yeah, I know you didn't. That's my point. No, that was messed up. I was surprised nobody called the cops, because here's this man practically giving himself up, confessing that he impregnated his 15-year-old daughter. Well, he hadn't. But yeah, no cops. Just the loving, admonishing hand of a God who loves all his children. That doesn't sound the same in this context. And that's exactly why I said it. Ew. And don't let me get started on former Mayor Rudy Giuliani. He says he was tucking in his shirt. You don't really believe that, do you? He's a big guy. When have you ever tucked your shirt in sitting or lying down? True, but I'm not saying that I think it's true. It just isn't that wild an idea to me. From the beginning, I could tell that his motives were a bit off. He was too comfortable the entire time. What do you mean? The entire interview, Tutar just sat there touching on his knee like it might give her some sort of good luck. And he just sat there and took it. I mean, I started getting uncomfortable for him. He had no reason to assume anything, and neither did we. But he also didn't have to follow her into the room for a cocktail. Who makes cocktails in the bedroom of a hotel? That is true. I'll tell you right now, front and center. It looked to me like Rudy was getting his rude boy all fired up, working the crank like it's going out of style. Working the crank. Hey, he had to get it started somehow. It's not like he's got Blue Chew. I agree with you. His argument is kind of solid, but I think that he was getting ready to hold down. And that they managed to get him in that position in the first place really is a testament to Maria Bakalova's excellent talent. She was fantastic. Oh, definitely. It's not easy to dance next to Borat, but she kept with him step by step, blood between her legs and all. Borat ought to enter Red Bull BC1. He's got some moves. His top rock was on point. And Tutar telling a bunch of mature ladies at a Southern women's gathering, telling them to join hands and touch themselves like she's some sort of feministic Leonidas. I mean, that's just gold. The movie just wouldn't be the same without her. So it sounds to me like you actually had a better time than you let on. Well, I didn't say I had a bad time. I just said it wasn't as good a time as Borat 1. Because it's 2020, man. Borat didn't reveal to us anything that we didn't already know this time. Like I said before, we knew what his angle is. And so it's gonna take a little bit more to impress us this time. So you're saying not much has changed since the first film? Yeah. And it doesn't scare you that in 14 years not much has changed in American society? No, it doesn't. But now that you say it like that, holy moly! I don't know, guys. What do you think? Was Borat 2 a subsequent hit? Or was it not that nice? I felt like it wasn't as good as the first film, but that doesn't necessarily mean I think it was bad. I still think that it was a really good movie. I think one of the reasons why this didn't work as well as the first film is that we as an audience are very familiar with Borat. And we got a Borat that is also very familiar with America. So we didn't get to see him be as unhinged as usual. Sacha Baron Cohen filmed most of the movie in secret, which I think is a great feat, because when quarantine hit and all the countries were going into lockdown, it was seamlessly integrated into the film's narrative. I also imagine that the film was very relatable for fathers of daughters. You know, there's just these moments where like he's fighting with Tutar over the cage, or they're having these really heartfelt moments, and I imagine that most fathers probably watch this and relate on a very, very tender level. I mean, I wouldn't know because I don't have any kids of my own, obviously, that I know of. Now that I think about it, Stacy's kid does look an awfully lot like me. But much like how The Last of Us made for an excellent experience due to the inclusion of Ellie as a support character, Borat having a teenage daughter accompany him on all of his escapades added a dimension to the film that could not have been done the same if done differently. Maria Bakalova's performance is phenomenal, and I truly do hope that we get to see a lot more of her. Borat 2 is a good film. It might not tickle everyone's fancy the right way, and it might miss more than it hits, but I definitely enjoyed it. And honestly, the more I look back to it, the more I find myself appreciating it more and more. But that's all from me today, guys. If you liked this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you absolutely detested this video, give it an even bigger thumbs up. And let me know in the comments what movies you want me to do my thoughts on next. It's kind of gotten quiet down there. You guys made like 3 suggestions and then you just went silent. Feels bad, man. As I said in the previous video, I will be tweeting every video I do next over the weekend and on Monday. So go down to the description box and follow us on all our socials so that you can keep up with what I'm keeping up with. Hit that big red button, and if you like this video, why not try another? Take care.